Well, welcome to part 2 of my, yet again, Blue Jay Campground area exploration. So, part 1, I started talking about, the little oak grove, and then found the scrub oak with the lobed leaves, then found the big manzanita, and now I was talking about currants and gooseberries. Previous video, ooh, it's like a scrub jay. Ooh, just saw a scrub jay kind of flying around. I think that was a scrub jay. I don't think that was a mountain or western bluebird. Probably won't get good footage of it on camera, I guess. I don't have the best zoom on this one. I have this little firebreak here. This is a part of the area I have never visited. This is quite a cool little endeavor here. I'm glad I found this little, a little trail leading up from Long Canyon Road. And it's not that far from, it's kind of in between Blue Jay and Falcon group camps. And then by this little grove of oaks, there's a little faint use trail that turns into a pretty well followable one, and then it breaks out into this firebreak, which leads into this pretty nice area of Chaparral. You can see a lot of this firebreak is in recovery, but over here we still got some pretty good examples of Chaparral. We are really close, I mean very, very close to portions of the 2018 Holy Fire perimeter. We are in the non-burned section right now. The campgrounds, Blue Jay and Falcon group camp, have not burnt. However, if you look over towards this way, and that right over there, Peak 3480, you can see the brighter brown color in the video. That's the area that burnt. A lot of that's, small plants that have germinated after the fire that, dry up during the summer and fall. And then, you see little patches of shrubs up there. That's a recovery. I did a video near Peak 3480 at Old Dominion Saddle back in early December 2020. If you want to refer to that for a little more general information about fire and chaparral recovery, that would be a good place to check out. I'm over by, there's a little saddle along North Main Divide Road over there, the paved portion of North Main Divide, before it comes around here and becomes dirt. And I talk about chaparral and fire. Right at Old Dominion Saddle. So here we are, right up here along this firebreak. Really nice firebreak. Well, it's not so cool to see the plants get chopped up, but they're recovering. But it does give me access to some pretty neat stuff. There we are, Peak 3520 with the tower on it. Then we got the Coulter Pines over down towards Long Canyon Road. I'd say this is a cool little jaunt over here. Finding a lot of interesting stuff. Then we got a little copse of oaks over here. Coast live oaks, of course. Now we got a bunch of silk tassels over here. Some Garrya flavescens. Oh, wait a minute. I made the rookie mistake. This is an Eastwood manzanita, Arctostaphylos glandulosa, subspecies glandulosa. I made the rookie mistake. There's a Garrya species, the silk tassels look a lot like manzanitas with the bright bluish green leaves. However, I was looking at one. I thought one of the branches had oppositely arranged leaves, which would indicate it being a silk tassel, but I didn't look hard enough. So you can see here, the leaves alternate. Duh, zip, 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 zip. They alternate. So these would have been Perdita. I guess there aren't any silk tassels here in the immediate vicinity, but they are found here in the general vicinity. Here in the Santa Ana Mountains, you will find silk tassels. I think at least, there might be at least 2 species of it here. Garrya flavescens and Garrya veitchii, I believe. I don't know how far this Firebreak goes, but kind of leads towards this little oak grove here. I'm looking out for poison oak right now, making sure I don't step in any of that. Yeah, I'm gonna probably try not to, but look at it. See, we're going down a north-facing slope. It's going to turn into coast live oak woodland again. But yeah, you can see that's all recovering burn zone. It's all recovering burn areas from the holy fire. Where we are here, it missed this area by very little margin. Very little margin. So we're on this cool little area of chaparral right here. Scrub oaks galore. Like I said, later, on one of my later videos today, I want to take a look at the hand lens. Trying to remember if Quercus acutidens is supposed to be a little denser with the trichomes, in other words, the hair underneath the leaves. So that's the other thing. Trying to decode the differences in the trichomes, and that's basically one of the best ways to separate what type of oak you're looking at, especially since scrub oaks are so morphologically variable. They can look so different. You get these ones with these tiny leaves like this, little tiny toothed leaves. Then you get some with these extremely spiny leaves, all curled and wavy. Then you get scrub oaks with some bigger leaves. Of course, now that I want to point one out, I won't see one right away. And then some of the scrub oaks I've seen with some quite large leaves. There's some here we go, larger leaves, much larger leaves. And of course, that could also be found on the same plant. They could be, you can have tiny leaves, and then you can have huge flat leaves. So, scrub oaks are a botanist's most stressful plant to figure out sometimes. Unless you know the trichomes. Okay, I was talking about Garrya flavescens. Alright, well, this one is a Garrya flavescens. Here's this pale silk tassel. See? Oppositely arranged leaves. Opposite. And you can see the leaves are opposite each other on the twigs. So that's how you can tell when there's no fruit or flower on them. Of course, when they're fruiting and flowering, that's a whole different story. Manzanitas have little tiny bell-shaped flowers, and silk tassels have these tassels, these long tassels that are quite decorative. They get you get these long tassels of flowers on them. So that's how you can tell them apart if you're trying to distinguish between them. And the fruits are very different. The fruits come in those catkin catkin-like arrangements too, those long arrangements, and manzanitas typically have these droops. They have these droops that don't come in those elongated catkin-like arrangements. And a catkin's a big, long. It's a narrow inflorescence. Basically, what a catkin is. Oak flowers are catkins. Alder flowers, birch flowers, those are catkins. This is a pretty area. Beautiful area. I'm glad I came over here. Just had to check this area out. Glad I found a little Firebreak / use trail. It looked like it kind of petered out over there, or maybe it goes down the side where the oak trees are growing. But then you can see the main divide is dirt. It starts heading towards the crest of the mountains. It basically follows the crest of the mountains, so about the Sierra Peak area. That's on the far northern end of the range. We are basically near the middle of the mountain range, the center, but a little south of the center. So there's a long way to go. Long way to go. I'm glad I found this little Firebreak. I'm glad I was able to share it for anybody out there interested in Santa Ana Mountains, the Chaparral, and Chaparral native plants. And of course, we got disturbance. You also have Parish Golden Bush, Ericameria parishii, variety parishii. Very resinous, kind of almost citronella-like odor when you rub the leaves. That little tiny plant I just showed you, these can get up to at least 6, 7, 8 feet tall. It's the tallest species of Ericameria that I know of. There might be other species in other spots, but that's the tallest one I know of here in Southern California. And they can get to be a very large, tall shrub, which is quite, to me, at least in my experience, quite unusual for a sunflower family plant to get that large. And then it blooms in anywhere from August through October, and it's got those goldenrod yellow flowers all over them, and they're definitely a sight to behold. And they smell so darn nice when you rub the leaves. This one kind of smells a little bit like citronella, or lemon scented gum, which is a tree in the myrtle family, which is closely related to eucalyptus. But yeah, it's kind of neat to see another perspective of this area. I was kind of hoping to get some footage of some different areas. I know I feel like probably sound like a walking commercial for Blue Jay Campground, even though I've never actually stayed the night here. But if you want to find some really beautiful places to explore, I mean, you got a lot around here you can find without having to go crazy and hike for miles and miles. You can do little short jaunts around the campground area. And you can get these enchanting oak woodlands, the classic California coast live oak woodlands. You got your beautiful chaparral. And to be honest, it's very warm today. Very warm. Like I said, we're in mid-January right now, and we've had some record hot weather out here. amazingly hot, believe it or not. I live in North Orange County, northwestern Orange County, and the other day it was 93 degrees. Now we do occasionally get an occasional 90-degree day, but it's still just, it's unbelievably hot. And it's quite warm today. We're supposedly ending the really hot weather after today, but I just didn't want to spend another day in the house being bored and sweaty. So I figured I'd come out here, be entertained, enchanted, and sweaty. It's not really that hot, but it is very warm out for what you expect. Up here, you expect this time of year to be in probably the mid-50s degrees, mid-50s Fahrenheit, probably during the typical midwinter day. Colder when it storms, but I'll tell you, I was determined to get myself out of the house. Check these little adventures. I'm trying to see if there are any really old oaks under here, but this one's got some girth to it. This little guy right here, this beautiful little tree. A beautiful old oak right here. I wonder if I think it might have I don't know if it's got the whatchamacallits, these are the things that lead to sudden oak death. I hope not. I'm not really familiar with all the stuff all the signs of it, but you know, this tree has definitely seen better days. You can see the canopy's pretty sparse, so this tree's probably also aging. But just such a nice old oak, nice beautiful old tree. Probably doesn't have a lot more time in its existence, but it's good just to pay homage to these trees and just appreciate them. I mean, they are such a great part of our California heritage. Here we are back on Long Canyon Road. I remember I came here in October. I remember this area, you know, usually the grass is pretty tall around here. There were thousands of goats out here chewing up the grass. I guess because of the high fire danger. They had goats all around here basically mowing the grass. You can see some of the oak branches here got it too. You can tell some of these were chewed off by the goats, or likely by those goats. Here's that little path right over here, right where the asphalt turns to concrete. But I guess that's going to be it for this clip. I'm going to go over by Falcon Group Camp and go check around there, see if I can find anything. Well, I mean, I've documented and done videos over there too, but let's just see. Every time I come here, you know, I find something different to enjoy. And even sometimes, you know, re-enjoying the same stuff that I've seen many times before. But I'll see you on the next video. I will have another video today. Probably at least a few more videos. I brought plenty of battery power and an extra memory card because I plan on enjoying my day off. See you on the next video. Thanks for watching.